Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Charlie and today we're making chicken Milanese, an Italian pan-fried chicken dish. We're going to start this recipe with 2 large chicken breasts. Begin by butterflying the first breast, that is, slice your knife sideways through the thickest point to reveal 2 equal-sized halves. Repeat this process with your other breast so that you end up with 4 equal-sized slices. At this point your chicken still isn't flat enough, so we're going to cover it with plastic wrap and gently flatten it with a mallet. Oh, Jesus, I said gently. Well, the goal is to use minimal force to pound the chicken as to not destroy the meat. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, I suppose. Well, when you're finished working out some issues with the chicken, you'll end up with 4 wonderfully thin chicken breasts. And now we move on to the breading. We begin with 1 cup of breadcrumbs, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of thyme, and 3 eggs. We're going to start by mixing the dry ingredients. Place your breadcrumbs, salt and pepper to taste, and the rest of your spices in a large bowl. Whisk that all together until everything is nicely incorporated and homogeneous. Now that that's done, we're going to focus on our eggs. Take your 3 eggs and crack them into a separate large bowl. Try not to make a mess this time. Once you have all 3 eggs cracked, whisk them together until nicely beaten. Put 3 parts to a nice dredge make, and the last one is 1 cup of flour in a separate shallow dish. And now that we have our trinity, this is where the fun begins. Start by taking one hand to drop a chicken slice in the flour. This will be your dry hand. Do not confuse it with your wet hand, which is the hand that you have not used yet. Drop the chicken breast in the egg, and then use your other hand, which is now your wet hand, to cover that chicken breast entirely with egg. Now drop the chicken into your breadcrumb mixture. Go back to your dry hand and cover entirely with breadcrumbs. Now this may be hard at first, even confusing to keep your hands separated for different jobs, but don't worry, luckily you have 4 more chicken slices to practice with. The most important part is that you keep your hands separated for the different jobs you do, because if you mix the wet and the dry, you're gonna get clumps, and nobody wants clumps. We just want some beautifully breaded chicken, which after you're done breading all of them, you're gonna get. They're gonna look something like this. But what is fried chicken without the fry? Pour some olive oil into a pan over medium-high heat, and then when it's nice and shimmering, take your first spreaded slice and let it sit in the oil for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. You're gonna flip it over and continue frying the other side for another 3 to 5 minutes, or until the internal temperature has reached at least 165 degrees. When your chicken has come to temp, take it out of the pan, refresh the olive oil, and continue to fry the remaining slices of chicken. While we're waiting for the rest of our chicken to fry, we can move on to the topping, which includes 1 lemon. Take a second to figure out how you're going to actually cut it, and say hi to Echo. No, you can't. You don't have to cut much lemon, you really just need 1 or 2 slices to plate it, because the rest of the lemon we're going to use to squeeze the juice over the chicken. Make sure you do this while the chicken is still warm, as well as grate some fresh Parmesan cheese over it. Now don your lemon slice, which takes us from a regular dish to a fancy dish. I also added some chopped parsley to make it look nicer and more fancy. It took me a while to remember how to cut my food for some reason, but the reward was well worth the effort. The chicken was nice and tender, the breading was really well seasoned, and the lemon was a nice fresh bite. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Charlie, my dog's name is Echo. Thank you for letting me cook with you, and I hope to see you again really soon.